No, he said on Wake Up.
All right, we ready? Oh, it's time.
Woo. Hey, everybody. Top of the morning to ya. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to be here with you. I'm Chris over here. I would say the bald one, but, you know. Oh, boy, yeah. So, up here with my friends George and Andrew and Tim and Maya, and we want to make some music together with you this morning. So thanks for being Fabric with us. I want to start with a song that I wrote, I guess it was probably, was this during the pandemic? Felt like it was salient for our conversation this morning. It's called What Is Right Here, and I encourage you to, I got the goofiness of this kind of bolded in the chorus for you to take note of, but Melissa Locke had shared with me this tweaking of that phrase years ago, saying, what is right here could mean three different things, right? What is right here? What is right here? And what is right here? So this is what is right here. It's easier if I talk to you, but you know I need this too. All these voices, they can say what they will, yeah. It's easier to close your eyes, but don't forsake your sight for the sake of your fright. It's easier, questions tend not to help in the end, but I got this one from a friend. What is right here? 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 See, you can ask her to get a glimpse of the deeper truth. It's one thing you can do. So is it what you thought, or are you out beyond, or have you forgotten? Some would say it's little use singing out this little tune. Well, I don't know about you. Would you sing with me? What is right here? 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 Tempest, it can stop the spin. Disruption turn into chances to start again. When you're swallowed by the tempest, it can stop the spin. Chances to start again. What is right here? 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 Yeah, thanks.
Welcome, Fabric. This next song, requires you to find your spark, that thing that lights you up inside. Maybe remember, if you're an adult, way back to when you were a kid. What's that thing that made you go? Here's one thing I want you to know. You've got places to go. Life's a test, yes, but you go toe to toe. You don't give up, you grow. And you use your pain, 'cause it makes you you. Though I wish I could hold you through it. I know it's not the same, you got living to do. And I just want you to do it. So get up, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up, it's all you do. Look up, look inside of you. It's not what you are, it's what you gain. Raising your voice to the rain. Wake up, a dream come true. Look up, look inside of you. It's not what you lost. Relight that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up. Better break those demons. Just look them in the eye. No reason not to try. Life can be a mess. I won't let it cloud my mind. I'll let my fingers fly. And I use the pain, 'cause it's part of me. Find the strength to power through it. Gotta find the strength, the melody, 'cause you showed me how to do it. So get up, get out, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up, if it's all you do. Look up, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. Raising your voice in the rain. Wake up, it's all you do. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. So I come out of the dark. Wake up. So wake that spirit. I wanna hear it ring. No need to fear it, you're not alone. You're gonna find your way home. Wake up, if it's all you do. Look up, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. Raising your voice to the rain. Wake up, it's all you do. Look up, look inside of you. It's not what you lost. You light that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up, wake up. All right. Take your right hand, put it right here on your heart. Take your left and put it on your stomach. And feel held this morning. We got another original by Chris Tripolino right here.
can't seem to escape. Is it true of me? I've been holding at bay. Oh, the ache, I'm a frozen lake. The knowing breaks me, overtakes me, but the truth is I am the sea. Can you see, can you hear? Would you open up your ears? Slow the buzzing all around. Feel your feet upon the ground. Hush, hush, let the silence in and through. Trust, trust, weaving of the world is holding you. Enough, enough, may you come to find it true. So hush, hush, this is what we must do. Growing claws of the winter wind seem to cut right through your skin. The finger of the sun points west until it seems like nothing's left. Unyielding for its season, winter seems to have its reasons. Can you see, can you hear? Would you open up your ears? Slow the buzzing all around. Feel your feet upon the ground. Hush, hush, let the silence in and through. Trust, trust, the weaving of the world is holding you. Enough, enough, may you come to find it true. So hush, hush, this is what we must do. Mountains deep are on the frame of the glassy deep. Conifers whisper upon the misty outskirts, imposing expectations. Define your peaceful patience. Will you turn and face all the things that have been chasing? Hush, hush, snuggled in the silence, me and you. Trust your guts. The good stuff of the world is woven through. Enough's enough when all is love, all is true. So hush, hush, this is what we must do.
Am I early? Okay, all right. Sorry, usually they walk away when I walk up here, so that's why I wanted to make sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessie. It's nice to see all of you this morning. As a lifelong Minnesotan, I don't know about the rest of you, it was a little pathetic, but the white on the ground was very, very wonderful to wake up to this morning. Hopefully we will get some more. A special welcome to anyone who's new here with us. It was wonderful to have you join us on your Sunday morning. So thank you and welcome. And to those on the live stream, special welcome to you as well. I actually did that last week, and holy cow, is that really slick. I think Fabric was probably way ahead of the game on this, but I will dare say there are some good things that came out of COVID, and I think things like that you can tune in remotely and join when getting here in person might be too tricky. So I think that's a great option. So welcome to all of you. We this week are in our second week of a series called Give Up, and pretty timely. It's the new year, and I think we often start the new year. We all know the phrase, new year, new you. How are you going to change? How are you going to improve, get better? And sometimes we give things up. Sometimes we're striving for more. But is that really what we need to do? And so when I've been listening to the message and kind of looking at what today is about to, kind of one of the things that I take out of it is, is it okay to kind of just be and have some self-love and some peace and contentment with where we're at? And it's okay to give up on that striving sometimes and just be at peace. So hopefully the series will provide a little bit of self-reflection for all of us to kind of have a little bit more self-love, I think. At least that's what I'm getting from it. So, a couple of logistics to just switch a little bit. Kiddos are always welcome in here. We have a lot of fun energy with all those little ones, but also there's a lot of wonderful programming going on in the back for 6 months through middle schoolers. They actually are coming this month, I guess, in cozy clothes, which I'm super jealous about because that sounds lovely. By 12:30, I will be in sweatpants and a sweatshirt as well. So at this time, I believe all the kids can head out to their respective areas. There's Della flagging you, or ushering you over, so you can follow her and she'll get you to where you need to be. And then you'll come back and join us at the end. So while the kiddos are heading out, I'll just hit a couple little items. Logistic-wise, it's pretty casual around here. You can get up and get going, just like this little guy is. There's drinks over here, coffee, water, and tea. There are bathrooms, male, female, gender neutral, accessible, you name it, we have it. Just follow the signs and you'll get where you need to go. One of the things I just want to point out too, though, is hopefully when you came in, you got a paper that also came with a communication card and a pen. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm pretty sure George just cleaned out our pen drawer and returned 20 of these this morning. They are great pens, though. We held on to a few of them. So you'll get all those little pieces when you come in. The paper is really helpful just to kind of know what's going on around Fabric, just some updates and details. And then the back, you can follow along this morning with the fill-ins if you like. There's always the homework. I enjoy doing those during the week when I'm at home, and the Rome piece. One thing that I wanted to point out that's not in here is about the Swell team through Fabric, and they are a group of people that just really kind of focus on the financial health of our community and are really looking to have anyone else that would be interested in joining to have a few extra bodies and minds to participate would be wonderful. So if that is something you might be interested in, you can just jot it down on your communication card and someone will reach out to you sometime soon. Good segue, the communication card. If it's your first time here or you've been coming for years, fill out this. You can put prayer requests, you can put questions, suggestions, feedback, whatever you want on there. I do know that these are taken really seriously. They are very intentional about the time that's given into these each week. So whatever you put on there is taken to heart. So feel free to fill that out, and then I think we'll drop it in the baskets during songs later on. With that, I think we've hit everything. Now is a chance to say hello to someone near you, whether you've seen them recently or maybe find someone you haven't seen for a while or someone new. Chat about your week. If there's something you're wondering about, maybe, or looking to talk about, what's something you crave, I guess, in the winter time? Is it comfy clothes, or is it stew, or going skiing? So thank you and have a wonderful day.
Hi, good morning, live streamers. I just want to echo Jesse's comment of how grateful we are for this way of connecting, because a lot of us who are here in person need that sometimes ourselves. So thanks for tuning in and connecting that way and being part of the fabric, right? As we receive what we need, then we show up in the world as our more whole selves, and that makes it better for all of us, I think. So anyway, winter, happy winter. If you are logged in to Google and YouTube, you can add to the chat something you crave in the winter. I can say that I always want a good pot of beef mushroom stroganoff. Yeah, I love stroganoff in the winter.
Hi, live streamers.
What do you crave in the winter?
Ooh, I crave carbs. Like mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, yeah.
I was just saying beef stroganoff
Oh, yeah.
with mushrooms.
Oh, that sounds so
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, what if we noticed what the seasons call us toward? And, maybe there's more than beef stroganoff in store for me this winter. Good morning. All right. Well, let us know how you are. The highs, the lows, the combo packs, as we talk about in groups. The contact card is on our contact page on our website, fabricmpls.com/contact. Up on the upper left, I think you can find it, and pop right in there and just share whatever you want this morning. Maybe it's just a smiley face. That'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Good morning. Hello. I'm Ian. It's good to be with you today. I'll invite you to wrap up your conversations when it feels natural. Or I'll just start talking and it'll feel unnatural. It is good to be together this morning. If you noticed when you came in, it looks significantly different in here. We did take the paper off the windows. I feel like half of the people who have walked in today have said, something's different. It's very bright. Well, good morning. So we are in week 2 of the Give Up series. Just really looking at what are the gifts that this time of year offer to us. There's so much in our culture that's go, 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 do more, be busy. When the reality is we just got over a really busy season in December, and before that November, and before that the beginning of the school year in the fall, and all the preparation that goes into readying ourselves for the winter. So really, I just want to give us pause in January to do something a little countercultural to that. And today, I think the topic is give up manifesting. But what I want to get at right off the bat here is you have permission. There's a lot about our culture, there's a lot happening right now that asks us to conform to patterns of living and behavior and whatever from people, like being so busy all the time. So you have permission to avoid the pressure to conform. And like that conformity, there's all sorts of ways this shows up. I remember when I was in high school, you might have a memory like this too. I was showing my senior year yearbook to my Aunt Nancy, and she was flipping through the pages, and I was on the yearbook committee, so I was pretty proud, I was like, this is sweet. And she's flipping through and looking at all the pictures of the people in my grade, and then the junior class and the sophomore class, and she goes, well, my God, Ian, everyone has the same haircut. And I was like, what? That's the feedback? Are you kidding me? But she was just laughing because she was a product of, when did she graduate? Like in the early 80s, when everybody also had the same haircut and spray. And so that was kind of funny. But then I was scrolling through, I spend a lot of my time very wisely. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I found there was like this Instagram influencer, right? And in their bio line, like the little profile about them, it said, "Be yourself. Everybody else is taken." And I thought, that's really hilarious, because you scroll through their feed, and it's full of pictures and video reels that look just like everybody else's profile, right? Like the same shot composition in the same travel destinations, and they have like sponsorship codes for the same companies that are sponsoring everybody else, right? So there's this pressure to conform in all sorts of ways. And so Give Up, this 4 weeks here, is about taking the opportunity to let go of any of the voices that are asking us to do more, be better, and simply be embraced by the season. To like recognize and celebrate the gifts that you and uniquely you have, that you bring, not just to yourself or your immediate family, but to like a larger community, right? Last week we talked about giving up the new you and celebrated that who you are already is really quite lovely, and brought up little Post-its up here to note and celebrate and mark, like, what is it about you that you could bring even more fully into community? Not what about you needs to change, but what about you is worthy of being even bigger, louder, more public. And this week is Give Up Manifesting. So manifesting is a word that to me is a relatively new concept. It seems to have a lot of traction in the past couple of years, especially in some of these in those social media spaces. Have you encountered this word, manifest? Like, I'm going to manifest, we're going to make, yeah. So there's a little part of me that feels like that Simpsons, like Homer Simpson's dad, that's like, old man yells at sky, about manifesting. Because I don't always understand what is meant by manifesting. Like, what does that actually mean? And a lot of the sort of pop spirituality spaces that I'm aware of seem to present it like kind of like a magical superpower, right? Like we need, all we need to do is put it out, something out in the universe, that we need to do well, and then we get what we want. So we kind of go through this process of getting clarity and putting something out into the universe, and the universe will approve and then give. I think that would be awesome if I could do that, right? Like, how sweet would that be? To be able to just really focus in on a vision for myself or for the world at large and have it happen. Like this week, I've been aware of a number of friends who live in Los Angeles who have lost homes, everything they have. They really only escaped those hills with their kids or their pets and a couple family treasures, if that. And in the news, there is just all sorts of devastation coming just out of that county right now. And there's a whole bunch more in the world that I wish I could solve by some kind of shortcutting, this kind of focused thinking to manifest a new reality. And I think too, like in this manifesting conversation, if you substitute universe with the word or the title God, if you just do a one-for-one swap, I think you kind of end up with a sort of pop Christianity that I feel like I've been up against my whole adult career. That like, if I behave or think or believe just the right way, then my version of God will reward me with like cash and prizes, right? It's kind of a fundamentalism swapping. And to be completely honest, this kind of prayer, this practice of manifesting, it does seem appealing at face value. And it's one of those moments where something that seems so simple in theory becomes a bit more challenging if we don't necessarily have a grasp on what we're talking about. And so there's a clip that I want to show you in a moment that kind of encapsulates at least how I think, my understanding of manifesting. I hear the word, like the simple understanding of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on board with that. But then like in practice, I don't know how to do it. So one of my favorite shows of all time is Schitt's Creek. Any other fans, Schitt's Creek? Yeah. Okay, so in Schitt's Creek, there's this scene where David, the son, this is a family who used to have so much incredible wealth. And I'm trying to even remember the setup now. They get involved in kind of a Ponzi scheme or something. Everything they have gets taken. So they have no money, but they've inherited from some ancestor a town called Schitt's Creek. And really all there is a hotel, a motel in Schitt's Creek. And so David, the son, is asking, he has these like very few, very positive memories from his childhood. He's asking his mom, Moira, one of the best TV characters of all time. He's asking his mom about a favorite childhood recipe that he thinks, and she has claimed, that she used to make for him. It was grandma's recipe for enchiladas, okay? I think that's the only setup I need to do to be able to see this clip. Let's roll it.
A quarter cup at a time. A thin stream. It's supposed to be a thin stream. Blend it really well, or you'll burn it. David, that's not right.
Okay, well, that's because I'm ladling and stirring at the same time, and you're just standing there.
Now's not the time to lose focus, darling.
This was your idea. You're the one who allegedly made the enchiladas.
Yes, so try to keep up. Okay, next. Now's the time to sprinkle in the chili pepper flakes.
We've already done that.
What number are we on?
Oh my God, is this not your mother's recipe?
Yes, and now I'm passing it on to you. So try to keep up. Next step is to fold in the cheese.
What does that mean? What does fold in the cheese mean?
He folds it in.
I understand that, but how do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot, or what do you do?
David, I cannot show you everything.
Okay, well, can you show me one thing?
Here's what you do. You just fold it in.
Okay, I don't know how to fold broken cheese like that.
And I don't know how to be any clearer. You take that thing that's in your hand, and you...
If you say fold in one more time...
It says fold it in!
This is your recipe. You fold in the cheese then.
Don't you dare.
You fold it in.
David! Oh, good. Now I see bubbles. David! What does burning smell like?
I just love that. So when I hear some of these things, I mean, it's not just manifesting. There's so much in my life where it's like, oh, you just do the thing. And then when it's time to do the thing, I go, how do I do it, right? No, you just fold it in. there is a sort of, both in this idea, this kind of concept of manifesting, of imagining and materializing a future, a thing, a material good, whatever it is, and in that kind of way of thinking about prayer, I think there's kind of, it's almost like an algorithm that is assumed. I remember as a kid, there were these math problems we would do, like these, they looked like a robot, looked like this, where you'd like put a number in, and then the robot had a function, right? So like +2 or whatever, and then something else would get spit out on the other side, and that's how you'd get, tested on your homework. But I think there's this sort of like pop spirituality algorithm, or a lot of times products that are sold to us that claim to be able to do this kind of thing, where you get your inputs just right. And then some cosmic divine approval process happens, and what gets spit out on the other side are desires met, wishes happen, whatever that looks like. And I think the danger in this perspective, if this is where we leave it, there's some danger in this. And it's that what happens when we don't get what we want or what we think we need, right? What happens if what we want is in direct opposition to that which somebody else wants, right? Like there's a lot of competing motivations in the world. So I think there's some danger in that for us, that what do we do with our thinking, with ourselves, with our sense of self, our value, if the universe or if God don't approve of us, of what we want. We don't get what we want. So I think that getting clear on our terms seems worthwhile, because this isn't all bad. What I hope last week with the new me, giving up on the new me, what I hope didn't happen is that we just say, oh, it's bad to want to change, right? To want to do something different, right? Like really ultimately what we're getting at is like being embraced by seasonality and the coziness of winter and all that. And what I don't want to have happen today is that this idea of like getting really clear on our intentions and our identities and who we are and what we want in the world, that's not a bad thing at all, right? Like, if manifesting is about getting clear about our identity and what's important to us, and on getting a little more specific about our intentions for ourselves or our communities, or like readying ourselves for the kind of relationships that we need or that we want in our lives, like that's totally beautiful. That's awesome. We should do that, right? Or like imagining the kind of reality that could be and holding on to that as we enter into each day. Like there's science that says that's valuable. Like that's a great way to make what we want made. That's a great way to achieve our goals, our dreams. It's like imagine it, visualize it, and go into each day with that. Or like trusting that we can participate in materializing God's big vision of love and justice in the world, and that we have a role in it, but we aren't solely responsible for it. That seems very worth it. So, some definitions of manifesting. As an adverb, the definition is readily perceived by the senses. Or the verb, and I think this is where it more often gets used, is to make evident by showing or demonstrating. So if we were going to leave this idea of manifesting, or prayer for that matter, as a form of like really individualized, isolated from others kind of magic, right? I think if we're going to leave it there without our self-awareness or our involvement or our participation as a part of this, or as a part of our spiritual life, I think we really, what we end up doing is removing ourselves like the self-strand. We talk about living a three-stranded woven life, right? Where there's the self-strand, there's the God strand, there's the strand that represents all others. And what we're talking about sometimes, what I'm trying to get at, is that like we end up unweaving ourselves from all others, God, community, like everything else. And I think then we shortcut. That's a shortcut that seems, anything but deeply woven. And it feels like a recipe for pretty intense isolation. I think that in this idea of manifesting, of even our prayer life, whatever that looks like, whatever that means for you, like bringing others in is super, super valuable. Like just this morning, where I really wish that I could just manifest a new reality for myself without the work, I got a text like 30 minutes before we started today from the person who owns the building that Fabric has its office in. And they told us that we knew that this was possible, that they're going to start a remodeling project on the building to use the building for what they bought it for. And when and if that happens, all the Fabric staff is going to have to pick up and move and go somewhere else. The text came 30 minutes before we started today that March 31st, we have to be gone, which super bummer. We've been there for a long time. There's a lot of great memory there. I would love to be able to just like quietly in my inner self on my own get really clear about the office that we're going to go to and then have it poof happen. But if I do that work in isolation, if I just leave it there, nothing's going to happen. Now I've told you all. and together, I would love for us to be able to kind of join forces. Like if you know of a great spot or a group of other, small businesses or nonprofits that want to partner together and share space and do some cool stuff in the world, we might be down for that. It feels worth bringing others in and staying connected and staying interwoven with one another. There's some assumptions that feel worth challenging if manifestation or if prayer or even just spiritual intention setting are left as laudable but ultimately isolated practices. And one of those assumptions that I think really ought to be challenged, and we got at this a little bit last week, is that who we are isn't enough, that we need to be more, that we need to do more. And the other is we need to pass, the other assumption that I want to challenge is that we need to pass some divine approval process to relax into like knowing deeply how valuable and how worthy we are of that love. So during this series, Give Up, what we're trying to encourage and get at is this reality that despite the season that we're in, despite the darkness, despite the kind of stillness and the quiet and the cold of winter, we get to take this opportunity to receive the gifts of winter, the gifts of stillness, the gifts of darkness, of slowing down, of being the pack animals that we are and being together and snuggling up and wearing pajamas and going to the gym. Next week, if you want to wear pajamas, go for it. Get cozy. Like that feels worth it. Like really, we want to get at the kind of introspection and reconnection that can happen in the winter with ourselves, with the divine, with all others. At the very beginning of this message, I made the claim that you have permission to avoid the pressure to conform. So whether that's conforming to the movement toward sort of arbitrary annual self-transformation, or conforming to vague sort of magical thinking ideas about how to get what we want, no matter if it's what we or our communities need, in isolation from others. Rather than asking the question, how do I get what I want to pose a slightly different question for us to think about. And that is, can we recognize what already is? Can we see what already is, what already has been manifested for us without our doing? What is good and beautiful already? In whatever moments of silence that we're able to claim for ourselves in our lives. You know, like when you can just step outside and listen to the wind. Did you hear it last night by chance? It was amazing. Or occasionally when you can hear through the chaos of whatever daily life looks like for you into the silence, into that deep quiet that can be found deep within. When you listen into that silence for a moment, what's there that we can learn about ourselves? There's ancient practitioners of kind of like desert spirituality that built up an incredible supply of practices around the belief that it's in stillness, it's in the inner quieting that we can do that we are most able to encounter the presence of the divine. And when we enter into divine presence and quiet and stillness, even just for moments, what's missing? We realize what's missing, what could be. We can start to recognize what is already, what do we have? And if something is missing, what do we actually need? Wintry stillness is not an inattentive state, it turns out. But instead, it's one, I think, that provides us the opportunity for a more deeply interwoven, connected reality. Rather than needing to manifest anything, we might find ourselves more deeply aware of what is right here, to use Chris's song, what is right here? What is right here? What is right here? Already. In this very moment, we have the opportunity to trust that our awareness of what we need has already been made manifest to us by virtue of the season that we're in, by those around us, our family, our friends, strangers on the street, and by our growing awareness of who we are and that we belong to one another. So today in your Sunday paper, along with your communication card, you should have received another slip of paper that looks like the ones that are up on the board over here. And I want to take a minute again to think about this idea already, of what has been made manifest already without your doing. So take a moment to think about this, jot something down. What deep need or what comfort has already been made manifest in your life this winter? Another angle at it might be, how has goodness been made material through your life or the life of those around you already that feels worthy of a beat of gratitude and stillness? As you finish up writing that, and then if you haven't already written on your communication card, you can do that, and we'll pass the offering baskets around, and you can put those up. And then in a moment, too, when you finish your slip, I invite you just to come up. The music will start, but come on up and attach your slip to the give up pad, paper pad up here.
your mind get weary and confused, your will be still, don't try. Don't let your heart get heavy, child. Inside you there's a strength that lies. Don't let your soul get lonely, child, it's only time, it will go by. Don't look for love in faces, places, it's in you, and it's where you'll find. Your faith in me, and I will try not to lose faith in you. Don't put your trust in walls, as walls will only crush you when they fall. Here now. Be Thank you. Let's stand up and sing one more together. All right, this is one from Dawes, and I guess it's called When My Time Comes, but I hope that you feel a little bit more today that maybe your time has come, your time is here, your time is now. All right. Sing this out. There were moments of dreams I was offered to save. I lived less like a workhorse and more like a slave. I thought that one quick moment that was noble or brave would be worth the most of my life. So I pointed my fingers, shot a few quotes I knew, as if something that was written that could taken is true. But every path I had taken and conclusion I drew put truth back under the knife. Now the only piece of advice that continues to help is anyone that's making anything new only breaks something else. When my time comes, to pay for my successes with all my defeats. And if heaven was all that was promised to me, why don't I pray for death? And now it seems like the unraveling has started too soon. And I'm speaking in hallways and I'm drinking perfume. I'm speaking of mirrors and I'm mirroring that moons, while the worse and the worse that it gets. Judge the whole world on the sparkle that you think it lacks. Yes, you can stare into the abyss, but it's staring right back. When my time comes, oh, you can judge the whole world on the sparkle that you think it lacks. Yes, you can stare into the abyss, but it's staring right back. When my time comes,
That was so awesome. I could sing that one all day. Thank you for that. And for all the music today. This sounds just wonderful. Okay, so this week, one of the homework prompts is to do some, to practice doing some visualization, okay? Because practice makes progress. And so I'm going to invite you just for a moment to close your eyes while you're standing here before we go. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in the body you're in, and imagine yourself feeling fully peaceful. Shoulders relaxed. Visualize what's around you, what it feels like, who's around you, and give this gift to yourself, this feeling and this practice. Give it to yourself as a gift into the next week. With that, thanks for being here. Thanks for being Fabric. We'll see you again next week. And if you know of any great office space, call me. Okay, thanks. Bye.
It's easier if I talk to you, but you know I need this too. All these voices, they can say what they will, yeah. It's easier to close your eyes, but don't forsake your sight for the sake of your fright. The easier questions tend not to help in the end, but I got this one from a friend. What is right here? 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 See, you can ask it to get a glimpse of the deeper truth. It's one thing you can do. So is it what you thought, or are you out beyond? Or have you forgotten? Some would say it's little use singing out this little tune. Well, I don't know about you. What is right here? 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 Tempest, it can stop the spin. Disruption turning into chances to start again. When you're swallowed by the tempest, it can stop the spin. Disruption turning into chances to start again. What is